Okay, so how many of you guys ever heard the story of the tortoise and the hare? Yeah?
We all
Okay,
have.
so we all know that it's been told many different ways, and you can get more than one moralistic lesson from it, right? So I heard this as a child, and the moralistic lesson that I walked away with was to be humble, not to look at someone else and think, oh, they can't do something. I always had a moralistic value behind me of being humble for myself and to others. So the story starts off with a tortoise and a hare, and they don't really get along with each other. They live in this beautiful forest with all types of woodland creatures, and everybody gets along but the tortoise and the hare. And the point of them not getting along is because the hare's really arrogant. He thinks he's better than everybody else. He's the fastest. He's the cool guy. And the tortoise, he's just a 100-year-old old guy, kind of walks around, talks to people, but he's a nice guy. Everybody likes him. So one day the tortoise is out walking around, talking to people, and he sees the hare boasting about himself once again. I'm the fastest, I'm the coolest guy, nobody can beat me. And the tortoise, he challenges him and says, you know what, hare, let's have a race, me and you. Let's see who's the best. And the hare laughed at him. He's like, what the heck are you talking about, man? Come on, I'm going to win. What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to humiliate yourself? And the hare's like, he's jumping around. You can't do this. You can't do that. The tortoise just says, come on then. You have nothing to lose. Let's just have a race. Just run around. Okay. So the hare runs around the entire forest telling everybody, oh, come over this day. We're gonna have a race. Watch me beat the tortoise. Everybody shows up with the doubt floating in the air. And the tortoise knows it. Everybody's talking bad about him around the forest. What is he doing? What is he thinking? Nonetheless, they wind up there at the start line, and everybody watching. So the fox comes into the middle of the race and says, "All right, guys, when I howl, take off. 1, 2, 3. Oh!" And they take off. And it was more just the hare taking off. The tortoise stays there one step at a time, very slowly. And the hare just laughs. He says, what are you doing, tortoise? Give up now. And takes off. He's halfway through the race, so he just walks. There's no point in running. He knows he's going to win. And he gets towards the end, and he's like, man, it's a nice day today. It's sunny. It's a perfect time to take a nap. Why not? Kicks back, puts his feet up, and relaxes. And then that was the end of him. Tortoise comes on, sees him sleeping, and keeps on walking. The hare doesn't even think about it. He wakes up and sees the tortoise crossing the finish line. Now, when he crosses the finish line, the hare had no time. He can't catch up. He's done. Everybody's so happy. They're so surprised. How did he know the hare was going to make such a big mistake? How did he know he was going to do that? I mean, what was he really trying to do? Was he really trying to humiliate himself? But he did it, and he won. And the story that I get out of it is like, oh, wow, this guy, he had all the odds against him. What was he really thinking? What was he really doing? Was he really trying to humiliate himself? I mean, how did he know he was going to win? But he really didn't. He just put the faith out there. Oh, you know what? This guy, he's arrogant. He's going to make a mistake. I got luck on my side. And I always look back at that story as a kid. So I thought it was funny that I got to come and tell that story. To be humble, it's a good message. And if you always look back at this story, no matter what you're going through in your life, you'll find something in there besides that you can look to. So thank you.